Today we're going to be going over a few of my must-have designer fragrances, where if I was going to go through and start thinning out my collection, these are the ones that I would have to hold on to. It would be non-negotiable. And as I mentioned, we're talking designers here. No niche in this video, but there would definitely be a select few niche fragrances I would hold on to as well, which we could probably cover in a different video. But these are must-haves for me. I love everything about them for different reasons, which we'll cover today. And I will provide links to everything down below, so if you are interested in picking any of these up, you can shop there and make it really easy for you. Now this first one is technically discontinued. Well, it is, and then now they've really kind of rebranded it. And you're gonna see exactly what I'm talking about here. Dior Homme Parfum. So this is kind of the 2014 / 2020 variant. So this is the 2014 bottle here, 75 ml. Somewhere around in 2020, they basically took this same smell and put it into a 100 ml bottle. Very, very, very minute differences, hardly indiscernible between the 2014 and 2020. So, you know, just really not a big difference there. But then, as you guys are fully aware of, Dior Homme Parfum 2025 came out, which smells absolutely nothing like this. Kind of think of what they did with Dior Homme 2020 in comparison to Dior Homme, just that original one. I'm not even going to go into the weeds of the Dior Homme Parfum 2025 thing because I've already covered that, but just know what I'm talking about here is the 2014 / 2020 version, basically the version with iris, leather, rose, and oud. I love this stuff. It's been one of my favorite designer fragrances for years. Now, I didn't get it right when it came out in 2014. It was not until probably 2018 maybe that I ended up getting it. Yeah, maybe end of 2017, but I don't think that would have quite lined up. So probably 2018 or so. Ever since then, I've been hooked on it. It's been a favorite of mine. Now, luckily at this point, I've acquired enough backup bottles to where I'm good. And also there are some great clones out there as well. FOMO Parfum's Gary's Den is a fantastic clone that smells nearly identical to this one. So that's an option for you as well. And while I don't normally put discontinued fragrances in videos, this one's so newly discontinued that it will from time to time still pop up. It's not going to go down in price. Okay, so that's something that we just got to establish right away. When this one pops up from here on out, it's going to be pricey. But again, there are other options to explore as well by way of clones. And I think, again, like I said, there's one really good one now. There will probably be several more that pop up too, just to kind of capitalize on the discontinuation of this DNA, which is an iconic scent on its own. Now this next one is Gentleman Eau de Parfum Reserve Privé by Givenchy. Another favorite of mine. You know, I would take this over the Eau de Parfum Intense, well, actually the Eau de Toilette Intense, Society, Eau de Parfum, whatever. I've got the new Society, I think it's the Extreme on the way, which I'm going to try out, or no, it's the, what is it? Is it Society Extreme? Or is that the one that's already out? It's hard to keep all these flankers together. It's the new one that just came out. I think Ombre something. I've got that one inbound, so I'm going to check that one out here soon, but I can pretty much guarantee that Reserve Privé is going to stay at the top of the list for me. Reason why? It's got that iris, and so some people will say, oh, it's kind of like Dior Homme Parfum. Not really, though. There's a lot of differences, mainly being in the Gentleman, there's no oud, there's no rose, not the same type of leather going on. That's the big discerning factor between the two, that without those notes, you're not going to get anywhere near Dior Homme Parfum. What this one does have, though, is iris, whiskey, and chestnut to kind of give it this gourmand, slightly boozy, sweet, kind of modernized smell or take on Gentleman Eau de Parfum and that type of iris DNA. The other really nice thing about this one is that it isn't all that crazy expensive. You know, when it first came out and retail was the only choice, it was pricier, but not insanely expensive. At this point, it's been out long enough to where it's been popping up on discounters, usually for around $90 to maybe $95 for 100 ml, and maybe even a bit less at this point, depending on where you're shopping and what deals are going on. So it's getting really, really affordable, and I would think that that price would continue to work its way down. A lot of times the 150 ml bottle works out to be a good price per ml as well if you think that you're going to end up using a lot of it. Okay, now this next one here from YSL is it's everything that I like in this type of scent, okay? It's the Eau de Parfum Intense. So why Eau de Parfum Intense? Where maybe the Eau de Parfum would have slotted in before this was out, it didn't take long for this one to really work to the top for me, and that's where it is right now. Now I've got the new Les Parfums 2025 coming in as well. I just went ahead and picked up all the new releases at once. It'll be here tomorrow when you're watching this. Yeah, tomorrow, I guess. And so you're going to see those start popping up in videos. We'll see how they are. But again, as of right now, this Eau de Parfum Intense is my favorite within the lineup. And, you know, it's not to say that the Eau de Parfum or the Eau de Toilette or the regular Les Parfums or any of those are bad. They're definitely not. You can't go wrong with really a single scent within this lineup. But for me, my personal favorite is this Eau de Parfum Intense because it is more aromatic and it's not quite as cloyingly sweet, which sometimes could be a little bit of a burden from the Eau de Parfum in warmer weather. Because while these scents do have some sweetness to them, I really like to enjoy these and wear these in the warmer times of the year because in fall and winter, man, I'm into my sweet stuff, the gourmands, the heavy, strong scents, and I just feel like I've got to wear those as much as I can in that period of cold, and I'm not wanting to mess with kind of the semi-sweet, semi-fresh aromatics. So I really like to save these for summer, and this Eau de Parfum Intense version works a lot better in summer than the regular Eau de Parfum, at least for me. And we live somewhere where it does get pretty hot and humid. If you don't, then maybe it would be a different story. And that's why I like this one. It's just a little bit more modernized and a little bit more refined and just not quite as in your face. This next one here, another classic, another no-brainer for me. For some, it might be just kind of, you know, under the rug and just you're done with it by this point. But still, every time I smell this stuff, I'm reminded why I like it so much, and definitely one where it's not going to be going anywhere, ever. Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme by Chanel. You know, it comes with that price tag, that high price tag, and kind of the exclusivity of retail only purchase, whether it be from Chanel.com or just any of the major retailers. Basically, you're not getting a deal on this ever. It's retail, because even when these retailers run sales, like I think Macy's is doing like a 15% off right now, it doesn't apply to Chanel. So the Chanels are still the same price. They do not want their stuff discounted. And it just, sometimes it hurts to pay full retail without getting $1 off. You know, it's just sometimes, even if the discount is a little bit, at least it makes you feel a little bit better. So there is that part about these Chanels that are just a little bit unappealing. But other than that, man, you know, you are getting a good quality product. You know, you pay up for them, but man, something like this is amazing. And when we're talking about Eau Extreme in particular, there's not a lot out there that really smells like it. Now, Allure Homme Sport, you could get some options that are much more affordable, like Missoni Wave, Versace Pour Homme, a couple great options that smell a lot like it. But this mint tonka bean orange combination that's going on in Eau Extreme, you're not getting that really anywhere else, at least not to this level. And for me, this is it's a must-have primarily because of the versatility. It takes zero thought, zero effort as far as deciding when I want to wear this one. If I wake up and I'm just kind of thinking, oh, you know what, Allure Homme Sport Extreme sounds good today, I spray it on. Doesn't matter what time of year or what I'm going to do. It pretty much just works for everything. Okay, this next one, going to be a little bit more seasonally specific for me. It's Spicebomb Extreme. This is more of my holiday scent. So kind of think Thanksgiving through New Year's is really when I cram this one in. So basically, November through the first part of January is when I'm wearing this one the most. After that point, you know, it kind of loses its magic for me a little bit. Now, don't get me wrong. It's a tobacco, vanilla, black pepper scent with all of that sweetness and kind of smokiness going on. It works for any time in the cooler months, you know, fall, winter, and early parts of spring. But there's something about this one that smells kind of like the holidays to me, and that's kind of when I wear it. Kind of similar to Tobacco Vanille by Tom Ford. Kind of has that resinous, sweet, obviously tobacco vanilla smell with kind of the dried fruits and almost this Christmas tree type of pine smell. It smells like Christmas. It smells like the holidays. I typically like to wear that one around that time too. And then with all the other options that I have, once we get through that season, typically I'm leaning less on this and just into some other things that I kind of missed out on, so to speak. Because I try to give everything a fair chance. You know, I try not to get so attached and focused on one scent to where that's all I wear, because I can easily do that. With these favorites of mine, man, if the season's right, I could wear it about every day and really not get tired of it. But I try not to do that because what's the point? But Spicebomb Extreme, it's a must-have. I don't see this one going anywhere. Hopefully, I hope they never decide to discontinue this one. That would just be a bad move, in my opinion, especially because, and I'll just say it, some of the newer flankers that they're putting out, they're just simply aren't as good as this. So I hope they keep this one around. Okay, this next one is an amazing scent. One that far exceeded my expectations. I figured I was going to enjoy it, but I didn't think it was going to be this good, so pleasantly surprised. It's Tumi 19 Degree coming in at a Parfum. So first things first, you know, I love the bottle. Matte black, nice texture. Not a whole lot to it, just says Tumi right there, nothing on this side, sticker on the bottom. But then the cool thing about these is the cap. So it is a metal cap, and you twist that and off it goes. Really, really cool. You know, it's expensive at retail. That's one of the problems. But if you get past that and you can get it on discounters, like I think FragranceNet has this in a gift set for 80 bucks right now. Absolute no-brainer of a pickup right there. This one has a really nice kind of raspberry, sweet, leathery combination that just works incredibly well. I can't explain to you how much I like this one. Strong performer from that Parfum. It's a bit unique too, just something with a lot of punch and kind of this head-turning aspect about it. It's one of my favorites. A bit of a newer release compared to a lot of the other options in this video, but it really rose to the top for me pretty quick. Let's go for a cheapie. Why not? Bentley from In Absolute. You know, I've got other options that are obviously more expensive. You've seen them already. But this $30 scent is one that always sticks in my mind because it's a cedarwood, papyrus, pink pepper, smoky, woody, masculine scent. That's what it is. Kind of smells like a discontinued Gucci scent. Gucci Pour Homme 1 and the brown coloration to the liquid itself is kind of a brown color to it. And then there's Gucci Pour Homme 2, the tea scent that kind of had that light blue color. You guys probably remember those now. This one smells like Gucci Pour Homme 1. The dry kind of pencil shaving, smoky woodiness going on. Probably not going to be as universal. I think it probably takes a little bit more of a specific taste to really enjoy this one to the fullest extent. Like, I'm sure people would smell it and think that, oh, it smells fine, you know, but me, I love it. I think it smells amazing, and I don't think everybody would. Luckily, the good news about this one is it's pretty cheap. Like I said, it's around $30 or so. So at least if you were to go in and blind buy it and you ended up not liking it, it wouldn't be as painful as if you blind bought, you know, Chanel Allure Homme Sport Extreme, for example. And this last one, I saved it till the end because it's so brutally obvious, and I'm going to go by it really quick. I'm going to spend 15 seconds max. It's Acqua di Gio Parfum. Basically, it's Acqua di Gio Profumo. I put it in here because it's one that I built my collection based off of, one of my early on favorites that has never gone out of style for me. And it sounds like a broken record. I just felt like this video wouldn't be fully accurate if I didn't place it in here. So I saved it till the end. You know, I don't want to bore people with that one because it is an obvious one if you've been watching my channel. And this type of video will continue to change, and it has a little bit, as you see, because new stuff is coming out all the time. And especially with the rise in popularity of flankers, you know, you're seeing there was a kind of an exchange, like I said earlier, where the Eau de Parfum of Y might have been in here before. Now it's Y Eau de Parfum Intense taking its place instead. So, you know, as they're continually improving upon their existing releases, so to speak, sometimes yes, sometimes no, in terms of improvement, you know, this type of video would change. So I will link all these down below, like I mentioned earlier, if you want to do some shopping, you know where to look. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.